All right, so we are here with Doug Walker of thatguywiththeglasses.com, and most famously for his Nostalgia Critic series. Great to see you, Doug. How are you doing in Canada?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I love it here.
That's good. So one of the things I specifically want to talk to you about is the fact that on your resume, like you've got job titles like film critic and filmmaker. You know, which is the one that you kind of relate with the most?
You know, at heart, I like telling stories the most, but the easiest is critiquing. So it's pretty hard to say, but yeah, I mean, essentially just creating a character. That's the most fun, and I find you can do that with reviewing films. I mean, you know, as well as telling a story or making a movie or something. So just anything that has me create a character.
Right. And I know that you do have a filmmaking background because you've shown on some of your what are they, the flashbacks and stuff like that. That you've got a big dramatic background. So how does that help you when you're like analyzing films, whether it's for bum reviews or like current up to date stuff, or for your old stuff like Nostalgia Critic?
I will say when you make them, you do suddenly realize that when you're, I mean, you can hate a movie, I mean, which is fine, but when you get like really, I hate this person, I hate him as a human being and stuff, it does mean, I never met this person, I have no idea what happened on the set. These things take time and they're tough, and producers come in and people who want to finance it come in and they all want to change it, and it's, every movie in its own right is a little bit of a miracle. So it does teach you to sort of calm down about it, even though as a character you get angry and stuff, but it does teach you to sort of realize, this is not a big deal. It's like there's much more important things in life.
That's a good point. I know, like when you're like talking about like in your current reviews, you're looking to see like sort of where this, what the audience is that belongs with this type of movie. So, what are the aspects in a movie for you personally that you're looking for in order to say, okay, this is good. Like this is something that I can enjoy.
Something that stays true to what it is, but also wants to evolve it, wants to take it to, another level and try something new. I mean, that's always sort of the magic formula, I think, new but familiar, that people ultimately want to see, most people. So I guess it's the same thing with film. Like, I'll see a comedy that has that, plot you've seen a million times, with like a snobby boyfriend, he's gonna marry the girlfriend and she doesn't see it, but the quirky guy comes in, saves the day. It's like, I'll stomach it if they're doing something else new with there, if they got some good jokes or something, so as long as there's something trying to take it to a new level or trying to evolve it.
Okay, so kind of looking for, like some relatability and stuff like that, so it connects to the audience, even if it is something that we've seen before.
Yeah, I mean, relate in a way we haven't seen yet, because there are I think we've seen so many of these characters and these stories over and over and over. Why would we still watch it if you're not going to bring something new, something to intrigue us?
All right, so when you're doing your own movie making, because you've done some pretty significant stuff with like your year anniversaries with like a.k.a. and stuff, what are the values that you bring to the table, like in comparison to the ones that, like when you're watching a movie, do you try and bring the same entertainment quality to your own movie making?
I suppose, I mean, a lot of it just comes down to what you find funny and what you find entertaining, and sometimes I think that is a problem with Hollywood, and I understand why, is that so many people are throwing money into it, and so many people don't want to see it fail, they want to see it profit, but everyone's going to have their own opinion, so when you have like a million opinions and a million changes on something, the original idea can get very lost. I think the more true something stays to something, even if you don't like it, it'll usually find an audience, because it's going all the way with it.
Okay, so who are some of the directors that, when you're, following a certain style and stuff like that, who are some of the directors that you look up to in terms of adapting into your own style of filmmaking?
A lot of the directors I actually mimic, I find I usually don't enjoy, but I love stealing their stuff for whatever reason. I think because I'm doing comedy and I can sort of get away with some of that chintziness and a lot of the angles, but in terms of who I steal from, I'll steal from people like Spielberg and Michael Bay, who the heck else? Terry Gilliam, which I do like Terry Gilliam a lot. But and even a little Stanley Kubrick, which I also really enjoy. But yeah, in terms of the filmmakers I really love, I would say like Gilliam and Kubrick especially. And I probably steal a lot from Tim Burton too. So anyone that does something sort of weird and but still entertaining, or something that's really thought-provoking visually.
So do you have a favorite director of all time, or?
Probably Kubrick. I really love his movies.
Okay. And when it comes to like your movies like a.k.a, I know like in some of the commentaries that I've heard, you guys like filmed some of that stuff like in 3 days, and it's like about an hour and a half long movie. Does that kind of make you a bit more lenient towards when you're judging, another director's movie? Because you were saying before about, trying not to get all up in arms about how angry you get. Does it make you kind of think, wow, maybe I should actually be thinking of how hard the guy worked?
No, again, the critic's a character, so it's okay. And I don't see him as a very, super likable character. I mean, it's like we see something we identify with in him, and that's why people keep coming back. And because I think people do really hate some of these movies, but he's still a loser. I mean, that nobody should get this angry at films. Nobody should have to rule their lives like he does. So I never really saw him as this positive role model. I just saw him as really funny, and I often make fun of how pathetic he is. So in reality, I mean, if you don't like a film or a work of art, don't like it. That's fine. Or if you like it, everyone else hates it, still like it. I mean, explain it, talk about it. Share what you thought, have the other person share and listen. Because you find out so many different points of view, and that's art, So I think every film, like I said, is sort of like a little miracle. So, and I know people, they have to work hard on it. They're not easy to make. I mean, they're very difficult. So in reality, yeah, I know people work very hard. And that's why I never try to turn into a personal attack on a person or a director or something like that, because I don't know them, I don't know how they work, I don't know what happened behind the scenes. But as a character, who's just, this is his life and doesn't know any better, he's immature and stuff, yeah, I can scream all I want.
Hopefully you don't have another Mara Wilson incident.
Oh, I hope I do. That was fun.
Yeah, that was actually, I was surprised when that all came out, that it just, all of a sudden she was there, just all of a sudden on the screen, it's like, wow, that's really her.
Yeah, no, it was great working with her, because nobody... And that's so great to see something so positive come out of that. And she was very enthusiastic about, working on it and doing it. And she was wonderful in it. I mean, this is a person who hadn't done anything really media entertainment related in years. I mean, nobody had really even seen her. And to do something just for a funny joke, just to make fun of me, I mean, it's hilarious. And it's great. It's so wonderful to see people that still have this really great sense of humor.
Now, your colleague James Rolfe is here in Colorado with you, and he's right now working on his Angry Video Game Nerd movie. Is there a nostalgia critic movie in the works, or are you kind of satisfied with what you're doing right now?
The closest you're going to see is To Boldly Flee. That's the closest thing that we can do in terms of nostalgia critic movie. It's going to be long. I mean, it's going to be definitely a long one, so people will get their fill. In terms of ever going the full cinematic route, I used to think so, but now it's sort of with the shows I'm doing, and I mean, even now I sort of already sacrificed my social life and, just doing what I'm doing now. And to actually do a straight up movie, I'd have to give up more stuff, and I don't know if I want to give up doing the shows because I really enjoy them. So, but I'll still have a hand in stuff. I'll still write and act and stuff like that. So you'll still see me doing stuff similar.
Well, you always have your Canadian fans for getting a social life, getting that fuel charged.
Oh, it's not. If I wanted to find a social life, I could. It's the time. I mean, there's tons of people I haven't seen in months. And it's just yeah, I know. I'm to the fourth year.
All right. Well, I think that's all the questions I have. Is there anything else you want to add about filmmaking, or as you're talking about your film reviews?
Nope.
Thank you very much for your time, and enjoy the rest of the con.
You too, man.